Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts with another box, another offline product game review. This is Horizon Chase Turbo, the Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 4, but being played and tested on my PlayStation 5. To jump right into it, this physical copy here, it says it's just the base vanilla version of the game, so the on-disc version is 1.0. Now sadly there was an update available. This update size was 260 megabytes big and will take you to version 1.23 set the timing of this video. And as well, I was still unlocking trophies with my unregistered account, and I even platinumed the game. Now, this is not the first time I have covered Horizon Chase Turbo. I first played it and covered it on PlayStation 4, but this is the first time I've fully played tested it on my PlayStation 5. I have mentioned before that there is several physical versions of Horizon Chase Turbo, but the Deluxe Edition here is only available in import. It's not available in the US, sadly. As I said, though, there are several other physical copies. There is like 3 other physical copies that I'm aware of, but it's the only way you can get the most updated and physical version of Horizon Chase Turbo was this Deluxe Edition, which does include the Summer Vibes as well as the Rookie Series on disc. The only thing it's missing is the Brazilian Race update, which added one more little small DLC content that allows you to play like a special Brazilian race, because I believe the developers are Brazilian and they wanted to make a special like race feature, which I think comes with like 2 or 3 races and 1 extra car, I believe anyway. So it's not crucially important to the experience, and even the few DLCs that are on disc, like Summer Vibe and the Rookie Series, aren't that interesting anyway. So, be honestly, there's not much provided in terms of content that this Deluxe Edition is providing compared to the other releases. But the Deluxe Edition does come with the updates on disc. Though it claims to be 1.0, I talked about this before, sometimes publishers and developers, when they release a new special physical copy like Deluxe Edition, Game of the Year Edition, Complete Edition, or just a whole new release, sometimes they revert the number back to 1.0, even though the game version on disc isn't actually 1.0. I don't like that. I wish they wouldn't do that because it makes it confusing. So just keep that in mind, that Horizon Chase Turbo Deluxe Edition is the only way at the current time of making this video to get the most complete, most updated physically version of the game. Now, I went to the game again. Like I said, I've played the game before, so this is not the first time I've gone through it, and it still kind of had the same problems like I did when I first covered on PlayStation 4, and that is sometimes there's some random stutter moment in the game. It's not crucial, and it's completely random, but the only problem is this is a high-speed arcade-style racing game, so some minor random stutter could cost you the race. I've never had a loss of race because of it, but I can see it happening, and I can see it being frustrating for some people. Also, the front car bumping. You're driving in behind somebody and you bump into them, you lose massive amounts of speed, and computer barely loses anything. And even if they bump behind you, they barely lose any speed, and you don't really gain much out of it either. The only problem is, it's for me anyway, it's really hard to tell where your front of your hood of your car is about to bump into the car. It feels like you have just a little bit more further away before it would bump, but it always seems to hit, and it's always frustrating when it happens. As well as that, the coins. There are collectible coins that you have to collect as you're trying to go for first place. This isn't fine, it at least provides some extra content, but for the most part, it isn't the most interesting content, and there's a lot of times I just was like, I wanted to hurry up and grab the coins and just hurry up and focus on the race, because that's the part I like the most, is the race. So the coins are nice. I appreciate them trying to break up the gameplay of their typical race game, but sometimes they were a little tedious because it is kind of random, because you have to hope the computer's not in your way. You gotta hope that certain events are not happening, preventing you from getting these coins. So it could cost you have to restart a whole new race simply because you didn't grab one last coin. Other than that, I did have the game crash once on me. Now, this maybe could have been completely random. I played a bunch of it. Like I said, I did platinum the game. I did all the challenges. I can't remember where exactly it crashed, but it could have been just from excessive amounts of play and probably putting it to sleep and starting it up. Sometimes it's not really the game crashing. It's kind of just the hardware going to sleep, waking it up, and then it can cause a game to crash. Other than that, the game ran great. There was no other real issues. The game stayed at 60 frames per second. The gameplay was fast and fluid and smooth. It was a lot of rewarding. Like I said, I platinumed the game because I really, really enjoyed the game. And I run through the game again. Like I said, it's my second time playing through it, and I still just had a blast. I love the arcadey feel of the game. Now, it's not going to be the one-to-one experience that maybe somebody want from like Outrun from the Sega series. But overall, I think they did a pretty good arcadey kind of style race. It's just just a little disappointing that there's not a lot of variety of game types. It's all just racing. It's just, that's all you do is race. There's a lot of tracks, don't get me wrong. A lot of them are great variety and stuff like that, but some other game mode could have been really nice, like elimination or survival or some kind of like sprint race, something different. I mean, that could break up the gameplay. But overall, I still had an amazing time. I even played with a couple races with my brother. He relatively enjoyed it. It's just a very simplistic looking game, but it's just so good to play. It feels good, it looks good, it sounds good. And on top of that, the game's soundtrack is phenomenal. It's one of my most favorite soundtracks in racing games. Original soundtracks without having some artist music that's copyrighted. This is all original music, and I really love pretty much all the soundtracks in this game. In the end, this is a great physical copy to buy. It sucks that it's missing that small little update to add the Brazilian races, and though it is frustrating, that update really isn't crucial, and it doesn't really provide that much of a content. And as I said, the few DLCs that is available, like the rookie races and Summer Vibes, are not that interesting. Really, all you really want is just a card, because the races are not anything different. It's still the same thing. Do races, gather coins, and that's about it. So, I mean, I do recommend the Deluxe Edition simply because it does have the updates on disc, but I don't know if it's really worth going out of your way if you already have the first release version of the game. I don't have that physical version, so I don't know how that experience is, if it's a completely buggy, broken mess. Not entirely sure, but with this physical copy, it is a phenomenal experience, and I highly recommend it for anybody who loves these very artistic, like, visually experiencing looking games, or who really enjoys really fast arcadey racing games. Lots of fun, and I really highly recommend it for your collection for your PlayStation 4. I don't actually know if this Horizon Chase Turbo Deluxe Edition is on the Switch, now that I'm thinking about it. Never really researched that. I might have to look into that later. But in the end, if you can get a copy, recommend it. But if you have to spend a lot of money, that's really up to you, whether what you feel is worth it. To me, this is a hidden gem of a racing arcade game for PlayStation 4, and it worked perfectly great on my PlayStation 5, so you can't go wrong with it. I've played this game twice now, and I could easily play this game again, and I love the game enough to go ahead and platinum it, which I could not believe I platinumed the game, because I did 109 races, endurance, and everything like that. But hey, it was fun, and that's what I always say. If a game should always strive to be fun. If you're not being fun, then I believe you're failing in being a video game. Fun is the most factor you should always go for, and the game delivered that tenfold. So like always, thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, I will try to provide links in the description for if you're interested in a physical copy. I will try to look for this version, but it's getting kind of rare because there is a small print run of this, and it's only available as an import, so it's up to you whether you want to get it, but I do recommend it. So like always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye bye.